Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. A few days ago, I was rearranging some things in my room. I had to pull out some things from my closet and organize some things over there. And I was actually looking for some paperwork. But then, one thing led to the other. When you start cleaning and then you're cleaning the baseboards and then you're cleaning the wall and then you're cleaning the crown mold and then you're cleaning the windows. And oh, while you're at it, you may as well start at the outside of the house. Maybe you're not as crazy as me, but that's how it goes. Anyway, I found way in the back of some photo albums that I had intentionally put there. They were photo albums of my wedding, I guess almost 17 years ago. Now, this marriage, we got annulled, so it was over quickly. And I joke and say I got married and divorced in the same year, and I had to write a country song. It's called "If I Shot You When I Met You, I'd Be Out of Jail by Now." It's a real song. I'll share it with you one day. Anyway, I write crazy songs. Anyway, I was going through this albums and finding all these amazing pictures, and I found Dr. Barbara and my mother together in these pictures, and they were really beautiful. And I remembered that I'd asked the photographer to just take candid photos, that we were not posing for anything, that I was not going to hold up the reception because we had to go pose and take pictures. And I was not going to have people standing around all morning while we posed and took pictures. But there were African drummers and dancers. There was a circle of friends people who had been in committed relationships, and they rededicated their union in our ceremony because it's all about reigniting the love in the village. And I designed the gowns, which reminded me that I've always known how to design, but I didn't know that. I didn't remember that. I designed my gown and everybody else's dress, all the bridesmaids. There were people of every race and nation and everything you could imagine. It was at my house. It was like a 3 day celebration. The wedding was one day, but we had like different the dancing and what have you days before and the day after. It was really, really, really a cool time, but I had not looked at those pictures. I let one person in those pictures keep me from looking at all the other people in the pictures. And all the other people in the pictures are still in my life. They're still a part of me. They're still amazing and beautiful. There was something about the way it ended and all that I went through that I just didn't want to look at those pictures. And then when I did, and I saw the giant chocolate cake, because my mother loved chocolate, so it was chocolate frosting and chocolate cake. It looked just like a regular wedding cake, but it was all this tier. I remembered that everything was planned in one day because I went to this florist and she came to my house and said, "You don't need a lot. Setting is beautiful." And so that was done. I said, "Do you know a caterer?" She said, "Actually, I do. It's like a husband and wife, and they're really, really sweet. And, they're really amazing. And they don't do high fancy food, but their food is just, the flavors are incredible." So I went to them. They said, "Do you want to do a tasting?" I was like, "No, y'all sound just right." And they were perfect. We had a taco truck the day before for the rehearsal, and that food was incredible. The cake maker knew the florist and the and the caterer. Everything was decided like that. I tasted one piece of cake and said, "Yeah, that's the cake." They were like, "You know what to taste the others?" I was like, "No, just looking for one cake." Everything worked out. All my friends flew in from literally all over the world, and it was an amazing, amazing day. There were all kinds of prayers, and there was a Jewish prayer and a Christian prayer and an African prayer, and there were all kinds of meditations. There was dance and poetry and song, and it was incredible. And I had put it in the back of my life simply because The marriage ended. The marriage ended, but those friendships did not. The marriage ended, but that desire to design and create was always there. And boy, and can I plan a party? Today, I'd like you to really look at those places in your life that you've shut down, that you've forgotten about, that you don't want to deal with simply because it didn't end the way you thought it should. Truth of the matter is, I wouldn't live here if it hadn't been for that. And I now have 18 friends and their family members who've moved here because of that. There are so many things that wouldn't have happened. The school that my children went to, the friends that they've made, the lives that we have as a result of that. Maybe what you've been seeing as a failure was the gift all along. I love you.